Hello Year 7 and welcome back to Drama for Spring 2, which is our new unit on The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Well, to get us started, I would like us to complete our Do Now task, which is a Microsoft form. So you will have received a link on Show My Homework, which you'll need to click on, and you're going to complete this form, which will be based on the work that you did before we had half term, and you're going to have 4 minutes to complete this. Okay, so pause the video here, find the Microsoft form and complete it no more than 4 minutes. Okay, and then come back to me when you are done. Okay, so before we get on to our lesson objectives for today, we are going to spend a little bit of time now reading through the chapter summaries that we're going to be focusing on over this half term. So some of you may know this story already if you've read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, or you've seen it perhaps through film. But what I'd like you to do first, please, is you are going to read through both chapters 1 and 2 on page 4 of your workbook. Now, if you don't have your workbook with you right now, it is attached to Show My Homework, so you can download it and use it from there, okay? So you're going to read through chapters 1 and 2, and you are going to underline the key information. So that may be character names, anything to do with the plot, any locations, any useful information that you need to know about each chapter, you're going to highlight, okay? You're going to read them through and highlight the key information. That's all I'm asking you to do. Now, this is going to take you about 15 minutes, okay? No more than 15 minutes, please. So if you can pause the video here and spend about 10 to 15 minutes reading through and highlighting key information, that would be great. And then come back to me when you are done. Okay, amazing. Welcome back. What I'd like you to do now then, please, is have a quick read of our lesson objective, which is on the screen. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the context, so the information behind the scene that we're going to be focusing on this half term. And we're going to be looking at what we call the given circumstances. So we're going to learn about what the given circumstances are, and we are going to have a go at trying to find them within the extract that we are using. Okay, so this is on page 5 of your workbook. Before we get on to the context and given circumstances, I would like you to jot down the 2 key words for today. So not only do we have a lesson objective, we've also got 2 key words that we're going to take on board today. And they are at the bottom of the screen. So we've got duologue and characterization. Duologue and characterization. So if you could pop this in your workbook, if you have it, or on paper, if you don't have your workbook yet. We've got duologue and characterization. So duologue is a play or part of a play with speaking roles for only 2 characters. So 2 characters, duo. Duo means 2, mono means 1. So we've got duologue, 2 people in a scene. Then we have characterization, the creation and construction of a fictional character. So for us, this is sort of physical skills, vocal skills, all the combined skills that we use as performers in order to create the life of a fictional character. Okay, so I'm going to give you, if you just pause the video now and jot these down if you haven't already, no more than a minute, and then come back to me when you are done. So what are the given circumstances? Okay, the given circumstances are valuable pieces of information an actor uses to help them play a role. Okay, so it's information. The information that's provided or suggested helps us and helps the performance become more realistic because it gives clarity to the scene. And we can identify the given circumstances by using the 5 W's. So we use the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and why. If you have a little read now of what's next to the who, what, where, when, and why, you'll get a sense of what kind of things you'll need to look for. Pause the video here and do that, please, and then come back to me once you've done it. Amazing. So now that we know what the given circumstances are, the who, what, where, when, and why, you are going to give it a go at trying to investigate and find out the information within the scene. So you're going to read the extract on page 3 of your workbook, which looks like the image on the left-hand side of my screen. Okay, so you're going to read through this and search for the information on given circumstances. Then you're going to go back to the page in your booklet, which has this grid, and you are going to complete and fill it in, okay, based on the information that you find. So for example, who is in the scene? Okay, I would have a little read through and I can see, oh, her name is Lucy. So Lucy is somebody who is in the scene. Try and think about if there's any clues as to sort of the age or anything at all that you can find out about that character. You pop it in the who box. Okay, once you've done the who, move on to the what, so on and so forth. You're going to have about 10 minutes to do this, okay, to read through the extract and then fill in your grid. I strongly advise that you read the extract through thoroughly first before you even think about the given circumstances. So just read first, then go back to it and complete given circumstances. Okay, you have 10 minutes to do this. So pause the video now, 10 minutes, off you go. That's great. So now that you've managed to find some given circumstances for the scene, I would like you now to put yourself in the role of Lucy. So we are going to explore the character of Lucy, okay? And you're going to play her for this next activity. You're going to write out for me what vocal skills you could use to show that she's scared and nervous around Mr. Tumnus in the opening moment, okay? We've got two strangers meeting each other for the first time in this scene. So you're going to write out in your workbook. I've given you a little image on the bottom right hand side to show you where it is in your workbook. You are going to write out for me how you would use two vocal skills in those opening moments. Now you may already notice as well that I've written my own example in blue for you on the screen. So this is my example. Please do not copy it, but you are to read it so that you can see how or what I am looking for when it comes to your response. So I'm looking for two clear vocal skills, and I want you to try and use quotations if you can. But most importantly, you need to tell me why you have done it. So to show, what are you showing me through the use of vocal skill? You're going to have 10 minutes, okay, to write this out. If you need more space, you can use the lined paper in the back of your booklet if needs be. If you're using your own lined paper, obviously it can be as long as you like. But you've got 10 minutes to write out a response for me. Okay, so pause the video here and then come back to when you're done. Okay then, what I'd like you to do to finish the lesson is I would like you to complete a summary based on what do you think is happening in the scene between Lucy and Mr. Tumnus. So this is not just the opening moments that we've been focusing on in the previous task. This is from the start of the scene to the end of the scene. What is the situation between Lucy and Mr. Tumnus? Sort of how does the scene progress? So you're going to summarize in your own words what is happening. Okay, you're going to spend no more than 5 minutes on this. If you could write this in your workbooks, that's fantastic. Again, if not, then write it on your piece of paper. Okay, so pause the video here. You've got 5 minutes. Come back to me when you are done. Okay, then well done, everybody. That is the end of lesson 1. And we are going to be moving on to lesson 2 next, which will be all about lighting. See you then.